And the red light is on, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode here of Canna Vibe, your favorite 420 podcast. As you already know, your main host, Chino. And today's special podcast episode we got is the guy behind Best in Grass, Mark. How's it going, my guy? Welcome to the
What's
show.
up? What's up, Chino? Appreciate you having me on, my guy. It's
Yeah.
an honor and a privilege. And yeah, I'm out here smoking a little bit of hash in Los Angeles just before I hop on a flight in a couple days to come to the beautiful Chi Town to bring Best in Grass to the beautiful state of Illinois.
I know I'm pretty excited. So just tell us about Best in Grass, my guy. What is Best in Grass?
Yeah, so Best in Grass is a cannabis competition that is all about highlighting and awarding the best brands in each state. So we go state to state. We work with the licensed cultivators and processors, the ones who are putting in the sweat, blood, tears to get their licenses, pay their taxes, build an amazing brand of products, and get that out to the people. So we want to highlight those brands across the states to show the world, show the people who are actually spending money at dispensaries and putting their hard-earned money from their 9 to 5s or whatever jobs they have and
Mm.
spending that at dispensaries to keep these businesses afloat. We want to hear from them, and those are the people that are judging the Best in Grass competitions. So I've been doing competitions for the past 6 years under a different brand name, High Times. So I was doing it for the
Okay.
past 6 years and really developed this model where it's open to the public instead of just, a bunch of small industry professionals or homies of homies judging in a house somewhere, which very much respect that. I think it's very important to have, extremely knowledgeable industry professionals judging. But
Mhm.
I also think that there's a lot of other people in life that are consuming cannabis every day or they're consuming cannabis once a month. But, we want to bring people from all walks of life into the industry to spend more time, more money, and more support into the cannabis industry so we can make this thing really pop and sustain itself over years. So all that to say is cannabis competitions going state to state where brands submit product. We package them up into these beautiful Best in Grass judge kits, and then we transport them out to anywhere between 25 to 35 dispensaries across the state,
Mhm.
where then they are selling them to consumers first come, first serve, and people are judging that over the course of 2 months on how this product looks, tastes, smells, feels, burns, comments, etc. And then we'll host a beautiful in-person award show where we get to celebrate the winners and hand out the trophies.
Gotcha, for sure. So I know that you just recently just finished off out in OKC. So like, how was OKC? Yeah. Like, how is it, first of all, like the industry and all, like, because it's very interesting.
Yeah, every state is crazy. We started off our tour with Michigan. Michigan was amazing. There's a ton of great brands that submitted into our competition, and the award show was beautiful. Everybody showed up in
Mm.
suits and dresses, and it was really great cocktail attire. Oklahoma is a wild west. People are struggling out there to maintain because they're just giving away licenses, whether it's cultivation or processing or dispensaries. So it's very saturated. There's a lot of competition, which I think,
Mm.
ideally our competition can help with that because there's very little ways to get real trials and honest feedback. We help provide that from the consumer base of the state. And then it's also a good way to help stand out saying, hey, I'm actually an award-winning brand. I got my product tested by real consumers across the state. So this is what they voted, and they voted me top flower, top vape pens, top edibles, top concentrates, whatever else. But yeah, I mean, to answer your question, Oklahoma is it's an interesting market, ton of brands.
Mm.
Some are making amazing products. Some are just, trying to push out whatever product. And people are, are lower income tiers there. So people are willing to spend, you know, $20 for an ounce, or they don't care to spend a lot more than they really feel like they can in order to get better product. So low pricing, a lot of saturation, a lot of brands, and we worked through it all to try to bring something special to the state.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Especially, knowing out there that it's also, low costing out there, which I feel like for all consumers, that's like a green flag. Especially out here since you're coming to Illinois, which, the prices out here, it's pretty taxing, man.
Oh yeah, Illinois
And,
definitely high taxes. So, it's things like that. It's like, how do we get more people who are not in cannabis, the people who might have more power, political support, money, to help lobby for these things and say, hey, Illinois, you guys are taxing the hell out of these brands and these people. Let's change the way that you tax these things so that there's more people who can spend money on this. So maybe your margin of taxes will decrease, but your overall taxation could be higher because you're having more people spend more money on cannabis and therefore generating more money on taxes.
Yes, for sure. But yeah, man, I mean, I totally agree on that. But I mean, as well, I feel like within the community itself, just because one, I'm part of the community, and this is what I do, just bring people here in the show, or even just, get to vlog, events, because that's kind of what I wanted to do with Canna Vibe, and it's, show the Midwest, how the Midwest industry is, because I feel like you got people already showing how LA is. You got people out already, like what Florida is looking like, New York, so I kind of see like nobody is really, shouting out Illinois, Michigan, Missouri, all those states that already are getting cannabis legalized, trying to show the people what they are missing.
100%. I think every state is its own beast, its own market, its own playground. And that's what we want to do. We don't subscribe to the fact of like, oh, only the best weed is in California or whatever else. It is very surprising to see how much amazing cannabis is in all these different states. I mean, even Oklahoma. Everybody's like, you're going to Oklahoma for a competition? Like, what are you thinking? And yeah, maybe there's not as many great brands as are in California or Arizona or wherever else, but there's a lot of really good brands, and you don't want to sleep on them because they're putting in good stuff. And actually, a lot of good hash, a lot of good rosin in Oklahoma. So don't sleep on Oklahoma for all those viewers out there watching.
Cheers, my guy. I actually did want to do a dab right now.
Cheers.
So do you know like what dispensary gonna be up in Chicago?
We had 34 dispensaries across the entire state of Chicago, entire state of Illinois.
No, like personally, you like, do you know which one you're gonna be at, like you
Yeah,
personally,
so
or not?
I'll be at the Cureleaf Weed Street, probably from not like 8:45 a.m. before they open to like 9:30 or so. That'll be a good opportunity to come meet us, hang out. We'd love to, we're gonna hand out some of the best in grass hats,
Uh-huh.
and just like spread some love, get some photos, content. We want to talk to judges and be like, hey, what category are you getting? Why do you feel like you're gonna be a good judge? Why do you consume cannabis? Like, our slogan is find your high, find your why. So we want to know what categories work best for people,
Mm.
and within those categories, what brands and products they love the most. And ideally, people are exploring new products and brands that they've never heard of before within these judge kits. We make them very accessible in terms of pricing. So you might get, for example, in Oklahoma, because we don't know the pricing in Illinois yet until we receive all the products, which is all happening right now. So this week, wow, what is it? July 29th to August 2nd is the date. I don't know when this podcast will air, but
Mhm.
that's when all brands are submitting their products to all of our dispensary partners, receiving that, and then we'll say, okay, great. We got 15 indica flower entries. That's 15 grams of indica flower in the kit, and then we'll price that appropriately. But
Would the judges like know beforehand, like how much you're
yeah,
getting? Okay.
we should know by like August 5th. We'll probably start releasing the pricing so that you have from August 5 to August 10th when the kits go on sale. So in a nutshell, all brands right now delivering product across the state.
Mhm.
Then I'm coming on site and I'm helping to build the judge kits, which again are these colorful Mylar bags. Some of them
Gotcha.
will be the collect. Can you see that, or is it being all
Yeah,
weird?
yeah. No, a little bit, but yeah, it pops out though.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we also have our collector's bags, which are these amazing smell-proof, best in grass backpacks. They're so dope. Very limited quantity. So if anybody's looking to get one of those backpacks, I would show up at the dispensary and be ready to wait in line and get that kit. Shouldn't be too much of a line, but we have seen, long lines at some dispensaries, short lines at other dispensaries in the past. So we'll see what happens. But
Yeah.
but yeah, man.
Actually, I'm trying to figure out which dispensary I should hit up, man, because I got like I think like two that are nearby, and then the rest would be like me heading towards the city. So I'm just like kind of thinking on which one to
Where are you
hit
at?
up. Right, so I'm in Cicero, but I got either Broadview, Viola right in Broadview, or Cure Leaf in Melrose Park.
Solid.
So
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
one of
obviously both great options. We'll be at the Cureleaf Weed Street in the city in the morning, and then we're going to run over to the OK Cannabis Wheeling Cannabis Consumption Lounge.
okay.
So that'd be a good opportunity if you want to grab your kit from wherever, and if you
Mhm.
have a car, come meet us in Wheeling. We're going to be doing a little consumption, hanging out there, getting content. doing the whole shebang. So yeah, all kits going on sale August 10th. 34 dispensaries across the state from
Mhm.
literally the St. Louis border all the way to Chicago and everywhere in between. We have all the listings on our website, bestingrass.io. So in case anybody wants to know what the hell is Best in Grass, what are these categories, what are the dispensaries, we'll drop pricing probably August 5th so that everybody knows how many items they're getting within each category and what the price is. And just for anybody who isn't aware, it's all separated by category. So you're either getting an indica flower kit or a sativa flower kit or a hybrid flower kit. Then we have a pre-rolls flower only. And then we have an infused pre-rolls, which obviously will have concentrates. Sometimes there's hash holes, etc. Keef, covered, yada, yada, yada. And then we have our rosin or non-solvent vape pens, our solvent vape pens. We have our solvent concentrates and then our non-solvent concentrates. So everything is separated by category. And last but not least, we have our gummies, separately our chocolates and non-gummies. And then last but not least, our syrups and beverages for anybody who likes to kick back, sip on something good, and not have to, have any smoke in their lungs.
Yeah, I actually I tried to infuse Jack and Coke not like literally this past weekend. It
Nice.
was
How was that?
interesting. It was very interesting. Maybe because I had a little couple more before that, but I think it hit me though. It really did.
Yeah, man. Edibles are
I got
edibles
me
are crazy.
leaning.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
you leaning. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've had a lot of horror stories come up where people take an edible and they're like, oh my God, like I thought I could handle a 20 milligram or a 50 milligram, but this one
Uh-huh.
knocked me off my feet. What do you mostly consume?
I do concentrates, man. That's pretty much
Through
that's
and
my
through.
go-to, bro. It's just I feel like one, I love smoking in the crib, so knowing the fact that they just the smell isn't like too hard, like it doesn't really stink that much for that long, so
True.
that's a
True.
plus for me.
What's your rig?
Uh, my rig. So this is Puffco right here. I have the OG Puffco right now.
Solid, solid. I
Um,
got the
I
Focus V Carta.
I actually
Carta 2.
had my first e-rig was actually a Carta, bro, and I called it the Cardi.
Party.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I
like,
love this thing. Shout out to Focus V family.
uh,
They've been great supporters of us, and I just think they have a really good rig. It's user friendly, control the temps, great little user interface, and it's super easy to clean.
uh-huh.
I've never used Puffco, so I'm definitely not a hater on Puffco at all. I love the brand, and they throw an incredible PuffCon here in
Yeah.
Los Angeles. But yeah, this has been my main thing. I've always been a flower guy through and through. And I know we want to talk about like a little bit of like history growing up, like how I got into weed and skateboarding and hip hop and everything.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I've always I started smoking literally in a barn in Ohio. So I'm from South Florida, grew up in a very Cuban Puerto Rican household with step family, step brothers and sisters, and a wild Cuban Puerto Rican step side of my family. I'm
Gotcha.
also Cuban by blood, but not Puerto Rican by blood. And I'm
Mhm.
also Jewish, which makes me a Jubin. Holler to all the South Florida Jubins out there. Grew up in South Florida,
Wow.
squishing plantains before they got fried. And then sadly, parents got divorced. I moved to Ohio with my mom, finished up middle school and high school. While I was in like freshman year of high school, my
Mhm.
older brother, who I grew up skateboarding with, been skateboarding since I was 10 years old, still do it to this day, and I love it.
I'm
Uh,
about to ask you that too. I was like, you still skate?
yeah, oh yeah, I'm bringing my skateboard to Chicago. I'm planning to go to, Roberto Clemente in the city and a couple other skate parks just to, get my kicks.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and shout
What's your
out to Uprise Skate Shop. I love those guys over there. I'm always usually getting like some new shoes or new board from them.
you're the one up there in Wicker Park?
I think it's Wicker Park. That's what it's considered. Maybe Logan Square. I don't know what it's called, but
Yeah, it's like at the edge, the borderlines of the two neighborhoods. Yeah, I know what you're talking about though. I'm in
yeah, this is
Milwaukee.
the best, man. Just like little makeshift spots where it's not a skate park, but
Mhm.
it's essentially like a little makeshift plaza where nobody kicks you out, which is a big issue with skateboarding. You can't skate anywhere without getting kicked out usually because everybody hates.
Yeah.
Beautiful little plaza, which is like little curbs and rails and ledges and mani pads and stuff like that. So I love going there, and I got a nice community of skateboarding friends in Chicago that I'm meeting up with. But yeah, grew up skateboarding, moved to Ohio, and then smoked my first hit of weed out of a bowl of some downtown brown in a barn in Chagrin Falls, Ohio.
In a
And
barn?
I was like in a barn,
Oh.
like a little, farm barn.
Was this
Uh,
daytime, nighttime?
it was nighttime.
Oh, okay, so it's a vibe probably then.
Yeah, it was a vibe. I was with
Yeah.
some fellow Ohioan friends and my older brother, who doesn't really smoke himself. I'll try to get him high every now and then, but smoked it, and I was like, I actually don't even really feel much because they say sometimes your cannabinoid receptors don't really fire off until like after like the third or so try. I
Hmm.
think it's different for everybody, but smoked, enjoyed it, kind of, forgot about it a little bit because I was 15 years old and I was just like, I was, pretty focused on school and skateboarding. That was kind of my life. And then senior year of high school, I was like, you know what? I don't really care that much about drinking. I still, still dabble, but weed is tight. And I love rolling up a blunt
Yeah.
with friends and cruising through the back roads of Ohio, putting on some good hip hop or some instrumentals and just smoking in the back roads and cruising around. And that's what I spent a lot of my senior year of high school doing. And then I moved to New York City for college and made a ton of friends just because like, oh, you smoke? I smoke. Cool. Let's go smoke a joint on this rooftop in New York City or under the Brooklyn Bridge, where it's
Mhm.
like a skate spot and a smoke hang. And it was amazing to just be like, cannabis was a big part of my life, growing up in college and thereafter. Um, and yeah, skateboarding, cannabis, big pastimes of mine. Now I'm starting to speak slower because I just took a nice hit of this Hawaiian Punch rosin.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, that was my life in New York City, and then I moved to Los Angeles. I actually worked in the talent agency world, so I was representing musicians and booking them on tour, and then
Oh
representing
yeah.
comedians and booking them on tour.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like who have you worked with?
So in music, I was mostly in like the classic rock department. So it was like Rick Springfield, who does that song like Jesse's Girl,
Yeah.
and all that fun stuff. And like John Hyatt. We also had Bob Seger. We randomly had Celine Dion as a part of the group. So mostly like classic rock acts, some that I've heard of, some that I've never heard of in my life, but they were a client. And then I moved into stand-up comedy. And we had, Frank Caliendo, Gabriel Iglesias,
Oh
a lot of
shit.
different names that we represented, and Joe Coy, who's got a great new special on Netflix.
Uh-huh.
So some big name acts, and that was great. It was a fun world. And then we actually signed High Times magazine as a client. I got close with the ownership team. They brought me over there, and I was there for 6 years running the festivals and the cannabis competitions, with an amazing.
So you were part of the like the High Times Cup thing that they were doing then before?
Yeah, I first was working on it as when it was a festival, pre-pandemic,
Uh-huh.
2018, 2019. It was a small competition where it was just, a bunch of hand-selected people, like 20 to 50 people hand-selected to judge kits. And then we'd have a huge festival to celebrate the winners of those 50 judges' feedback. And then pandemic hit, festivals went away, events went away, nobody's doing anything. Cannabis is deemed essential, and everybody's like, yo, High Times, where you at? I still read the magazine, but we're not going to events. How do I be a judge? Can I get a judge kit? I'll buy it. Like, I apply every year because you have to apply and then get chosen. And people are like, dude, like, come on. Like, I have my own voice. I have my own palette. Sorry that I'm not, Frenchie Cannoli or, Kyle Cushman. God bless both of those guys because they're amazing legends in this industry that help pioneer this industry. And their palette and their education and their feedback is extremely important. But it's also people like you, people like me, people like, Susie Q, who's, just a soccer mom who is like, you know what, I'm sick of having a glass of wine at the end of the night. I want to I want to have a pre-roll at the end of the night, or I want to have a topical lotion at the end of the night, or or a RSO syringe.
Mhm.
So these are different people who reached out to us saying, I want to judge. I have my own palette. What can I do? So me and my team, we created the People's Choice model. And instead of just a bunch of industry professionals judging, we open it up to thousands of general consumers across each state who are then, buying the judge kits at a really good price, just like we're doing here in Illinois in a couple weeks, and taking them home and judging over the course of 2 months, where they get real time. It used to be 2 weeks to judge a full ounce, which is just crazy, but it's, possible for an industry guy.
Hell
Uh,
yeah, shit. I think I can do that in a day if I'm
exactly.
like
So like,
literally not doing nothing.
yeah, people like you and other people who work in the industry, they're like, hell yeah, I'll do 28 grams in a couple weeks, like no problem. But for
Right.
somebody who's working at a car dealership, or they're working at the hospital or whatever else, work at a restaurant, they have other obligations in life, and they can really only smoke maybe a little bit in the morning, maybe a little bit at night. The rest of the day, they're hitting a vape pen, and they don't have the time to sit down in front of a computer and judge. But so we give them more time, 2 months instead of 2 weeks. And yeah, it's real hardworking people who are all different types of people with all different types of mentalities and consumer preferences on cannabis. We're getting real good feedback from them. Somebody who might smoke, this hash rosin might say 10 out of 10, loved it, tastes good, smell good, felt good. And then we might have somebody who's like, it wasn't cured right, melted too quickly, burned too quickly, felt harsh. All of that is good. We want the different variations of judging, and we give all that feedback back to the brand so they can see exactly what people are saying and how to learn and improve upon their products for the future.
Gotcha, my guy. That's pretty dope though. Like especially that you guys are kind of like expanding it to, just the public general. And I feel like that kind of makes uh I guess in the point stand of view of a consumer, be part of or makes them feel like they're part of the industry because again, you're
Yeah.
giving them their chance to speak up their own voice. Although yeah, I feel like sometimes you do I guess need the professionals, but then again, like how you were mentioning earlier, like it was probably like sometimes it's just friends judging friends or like I guess not too much of a bias um like how do I say like biased people, you feel me?
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
yeah, like
It's important. Here's the trophies. Looks so
oh,
beautiful.
oh
It's
nice.
important to,
The gold one, nice.
yeah, we out here.
That's a nice one. Is the gold like the first one, right?
The gold is
First
the first
place.
one,
There's
bronze, get silver.
nice.
And I can show you like one of the on sales from our recent launch in Oklahoma, where we just had a bunch of great, fun people outside, getting their judge kits and holding them up, and it was great. And what's cool is we don't have this stoner bro vibe. Consider me a stoner bro, whatever you want to call it. I smoke at night. I don't really smoke all day because I'm literally on phone and email and Google Sheets all day.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been getting a lot of good feedback from amazing women like these ones who showed up. They finally feel like they're accepted in this type of model where, again, most of their competitions are like just the bros of the industry judging, which again, not hating, but there's other people and we want to give those people an opportunity. So this is a fun little image from one of our on sales in Oklahoma, people coming out buying kits. And we'll be there at Weed Street, Curaleaf, and then the OK Cannabis in Wheeling to do the same thing, hang out with people, get some photos, chat everybody out, judge a little bit at the consumption lounge, and then let everybody go home and judge their product.
For sure. So I know we were going to talk about some few other things. But like have you been catching up
Yeah,
on like the skateboarding like Olympics? Have you seen a little bit of that or not really?
yeah. I think it's great that skateboarding's in the Olympics. Some people might say they sold out or whatever. Oh, that's not an Olympic sport. Whether you're a skateboarder and you think it's dumb, or you're somebody who's a basketball guy and you're like skateboarding, that's not a sport, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great. I think it deserves to be in the Olympics. It's extremely entertaining to watch. It's high risk and high danger potential. And it's a sport and it's an art. It is such a mental triumph to go for these certain tricks. It's not just like, oh, cool, I'm going to toss a ball or throw a ball. It is like, am I about to like move my legs in a certain mannerism to lift off the ground and jump over these set of stairs where
Mm-hmm.
if I land wrong, I'm breaking an ankle, or if I land wrong, I'm
Yeah.
slipping out and smacking my head against the concrete. And like the confidence to do these things, I've had so many slams in my day of 22 years of skateboarding, and it is half the battle is just a mental triumph. And the other half is just athleticism and having the physical capabilities. So it's truly a sport and it's truly a mental art of how creative and strong willed you have to be to continue to skateboard. So I love it.
What is like one trick that you're proud of that you can still do right now?
Um, so my claims to fame of like tricks that I can still do now are either the
Uh,
kickflip back tail or
okay.
the backside nose blunt. The back nose
Nice.
blunt is really like a game winner for people.
Isn't that I think isn't that when the back of the like the grip part of the board is grinding, right? Something like
no,
that?
no, no,
Or
that's on
no?
the dark side. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
this is a rail, and this is gonna.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's not a good representation, but essentially you're jumping from one side of the ledge over to it and putting your nose down and sliding on top of the ledge with your wheels like scraping on the top of the ledge. and
Okay.
then you like pop out and land. So if you want to look up backside nose blunt for anybody who doesn't know what it is. It's a very difficult trick. It is very sought after and very respected. And I
Okay.
am grateful that I've been able to learn it and I can still do it to this day. So like if I go to a skate park or something, there's a bunch of people, I'm like, all right, maybe I'll pull out a back nose blunt and impress some people.
Yeah, you gonna have a whole huddle and be like, "No, someone
Yeah,
about I
exactly.
gotta play skate with you, man."
Yeah, exactly. I love it.
uh, dude, it's funny because I used to actually skateboard when I was like probably like middle school, early high school days.
Okay.
But then I just kind of just lost the I don't know, just I just stopped skating, but I did have like my little phase, man. I actually started skateboarding when I think I was like 7 years old. Just because my godfather used to work at like a skate shop where he actually, well, it was more like a factory. And it's cool because I still remember how he took me one day, and it's like they had like their own little skate park within like their work, so like people would like I guess have online orders or whatever, and they'll have like a whole like like side of just like decks, like like Spitfires, birdhouses, like so some Zoo York, like all these Element, all these type of fucking brands, bro. So DC too, so he's
Yeah.
so it's like so yeah, so it was pretty cool, man. So he got me really into skateboarding, I used to go to skate parks too, man. Like the culture is pretty cool, man, and you can see it within like even people that you don't would think would would be into skateboarding or like what skate, like for example, Lil Wayne, like I feel like not a lot of people know or much that he does skateboard or that he likes skateboarding. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool, man, that it's kind of like open, for a shit ton of people. Like it's not like just a specific type, like you don't gotta be there's no direct audience, it's just everybody,
And that mentality right there, I probably learned it from skateboarding, but it is open to everybody. Skateboarders are so friendly and so approachable, and we are so supportive of each other. You go to a skate park, I will probably make a new friend every time I go to a skate park, and I'm pumping somebody up and giving them confidence to land a trick. They're doing the same with me. And again, going back to that mental triumph that skateboarding really is, having somebody be like, "Yo, man, you got this. Like, get it on this try. I got your back. I'll do the same trick, back to back." That right there like has caused so many people to land tricks just because they're like, you know what, I'm doing it. I'm not going to bail. I'm not going to doubt myself. I'm going for this trick and I'm landing it. So anyway, but it's just a very friendly community and it's open to all, and that's what I'm trying to build with Best in Grass is cannabis competitions and ways to consume cannabis to where we're a community of different judges and people that are more approachable and more friendly, and just like the people you see behind my head, like some
hmm
of them have been best friends for a while, some of them have just met and they're like, oh my god, like you're awesome, I'm awesome, like this is great. And you don't always get that in some of these cannabis events where people are like, can be too cool for school, or they're not as friendly or approachable as some of the events that we're putting together in the communities that we're building here. So
Yeah.
I hope to see you out there in Illinois. I hope that your audience, who's listening, will support our small little new business. We are 7 months young and we have a lot to build. And it's a challenge, waking up every single day and having, nobody to count on but myself, and my teammates. But
Yeah.
no big company. I don't have a secure income or anything like that. It is, if I do well, if the company does well, then I can hopefully pay myself a little bit. But I think we're doing something cool, a very open to the public consumer cannabis competition. We got 34 shops across Illinois that anybody across Illinois, should have less than an hour or two drive to get to.
Mhm.
If it's longer than that, I apologize. We try to do our best. And some really good categories, some really good brands. Yes, there's going to be a lot of the big MSOs, and people might hate on the MSOs, but some of those people are the ones that are helping to make sure that cannabis is accessible, and that other people are coming into the industry with money to make sure that there's more license that can get granted for smaller craft grows like Nez and IC Collective and
Mhm.
some of the 1937 brands. So we're capturing a lot of the good brands, big and small. We're working with some dispensaries, big and small, and I think we want to try to get real good people like yourself and other people from all walks of life take part in this, get some good cannabis product, and really go and judge. You know, every judge kit comes with this judging card as a special QR code inside of each one. That is your judge ticket. And I haven't even talked, I'm doing a bad job here of pitching all the perks of being a judge, but you get a really good bag of weed for a great discount. Depending on the category you want, you can get that. Vape pens, edibles, concentrates, flower, pre-rolls. We have all these different categories. You buy a kit starting on August 10th, and then you get that judge card inside of your bag. And that's how you access the judging portal. Once you're in there, Chino, you're going to see the list of all the different SKUs or products that are inside of your bag. Hey, it's the, Nez bubblegum kush. Now it's the strawberry donut by Verano. Now it's, this, that, and the other. So you're going to see all the lists. You're going to say, okay, I'm judging this one. You're going to click that one in the system and say, I am now judging this. Here's how it looks. Here's how it tastes. Here's how it smells. Here's how it burns, how it feels, so on and so forth. And then give a bunch of comments. I opened the jar. I smelled lemony diesel aromas, bright green fluffy buds with red hairs. It rolled really well in a joint. I smoked it and it had this creamy, diesel-y, lemony, citrusy, taste. White ash, black ash. Tell us what you're seeing. Tell us how the joints or the bowl or whatever is happening with that experience, and then how you felt. It gave me this euphoria. I wasn't able to, even watch TV, or I fell asleep on the couch with my dog. I ate a box of pizza. Like whatever that story is, we want to hear it because that goes back to the brands as well.
Gotcha, my guy.
Yeah, well, so 2 months to judge, and then we take that data and we'll announce the winners at an award show. So
that's
good stuff.
Dope. Yeah, I can't wait, man. I can't really wait to be part of this, man. Once I heard about it, bro, I was like, holy shit! Like, I need to see how we can be part of this, man. And thankfully again, you for giving us your time here in Canna Vibe.
Of course.
And as well, man, I can't wait for August 10th, man. And like I'm ready to even do some content with it, do even the review shoot, recording the review itself, but as well the way you guys want us to be judging it. But yeah, my guy.
I appreciate you. It is people like you who are trying to spread the good gospel about what's happening in Illinois or in cannabis. And we need more voices out there who are, talking to other people and I hope you're inviting other people into this podcast, not just as guests, but also as audience members to say, hey, we're not just these types of people. We are open to all types of people. Listen to what's going on, see about the events, see about the new brands and products that are coming out. So, it's keep fighting the good fight. It's tough to build a podcast and to build an audience and to, keep that going. I know, podcast equipment and the time and money that it takes to build that is not cheap and free and easy. So, I appreciate people like you who will give a platform to people like me to help spread the good word, and hopefully people will hear it and take part in it.
But yeah, thank you very much, man. But as always, I mean, like I feel like with us, kind of vibe is just more like we're down for everybody to be part of this. Not just best in grass, but like just in general, everything like I mentioned earlier, we just want to cover what's going on in the industry in the Midwest. We want to not just bring my city, Chicago, up, but as well the rest of these cities, because again, like I've gone to Michigan before, bro, and like Michigan, it holds a little special place in my heart just because of the cannabis industry and the people out there that I've made connections and relations with so yeah, so like it's like I'm more excited to just extend my network and just connect with other people like yourself, and just people who just love weed in general.
Yeah, man, I feel that. Well, look, I appreciate having me on. Thank you for this. I hope to meet you in person in Illinois. We'll be in town August 5th through the 10th.
Okay.
Working to make sure these kits are getting built and ready to go. So if anybody wants more information, follow us on Instagram at bestingrass.io and go to our website our website is bestingrass.io. More information. We got the retailers there, so you guys can start planning your trips and where you're going to be on August 10th. We'll drop pricing probably August 5th, August 6th, so that you know exactly what categories, how many items are in each category, and what the final price is before taxes. We got the colorful bags for every single judge kit. We got the beautiful collector's bags, very, very limited quantity, probably like 2 to 4 per store. So if you guys like a beautiful backpack, it's smell proof, it's water resistant, it's super dope. So that'll be limited quantity at each store. And yeah, man, it all goes down August 10th. So we want the best and brightest people to come out from all walks of life, all across the state, to get their judge kits and take them home and judge and really be detailed in their judging, whether it's brutally negative or wonderfully positive. Be honest, be thorough, be transparent, and give us your full story on that judging. And we'll see everybody at the award show. If they fully judge, they get free tickets to the award show, which will take place likely October 29th. I'm finalizing the venue for the award show soon, talking to a bunch of different venues across Illinois to see who's going to be most, cannabis friendly slash just, a good partner. And then if you also finish judging, you will get a 10% credit from the purchase price of your judge kit to go back to that dispensary to get some money off your next purchase. So if Chino buys an indica flower kit for, let's say it's $100, you can fully judge and then get $10, which is 10% of your kit price, to go back to that same store and get money off your next purchase. So trying to save people money on weed next time.
Yeah, right. And then for them to just come back again to the spot where they at, because they probably be missing on some product that's really good.
Yeah, exactly.
But thanks again, Mark, for coming on the show and giving me your time again, my guy. And we'll see you guys probably in August 10th. So
yes, sir. Pleasure. Appreciate you. Chino vibe, Canna vibe. We out. God bless Illinois, and we'll see you soon.
Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a good one.